This is Laser Red, vlog number 9723. I just left a funeral and visiting the home of the family of someone very dear to me, Elaine Christian. I grew up across the street from her parents' house, and she and her sons were always there, and pretty much they were brothers, and she was mom, and vice versa. I'll say this about Elaine. She did have strong opinions, and we butted heads a few times growing up, as I was growing up. But about 4 years ago, she spearheaded the creation of the Fort Worth Irish Festival. And me and a friend of mine went to film the Trinity River Whalers, which her family was in, and she and I were having a conversation, and something happened that day. She looked at me and she said, "You know, you really can't judge a group by its extremists." I said, "That's true." And I said, most people, regardless of their political affiliation or religious beliefs or lack thereof, whatever, pretty much want the same thing in life. And she agreed, and something happened that day from that point on that just came very close. Oh, sometimes we butt heads a little publicly on Facebook, but it was the private messages and Facebook Messenger that was just, I'll cry if I start talking about them, but you know, she was at the heart a family woman, and she was a woman. If I had to pick the right kind of a feminist to be, it would be Elaine Christian. Very strong. She was a redhead after all. And yes, I'm stereotyping, but it fit her perfectly. Very strong and independent, but also very supportive of her husband and her family. And I can remember growing up, always going over to visit with Roger at their house. They lived in East Side Fort Worth, and I could just remember sitting at the kitchen counter, and there was Roger and his brother Steve, and there's Elaine and Randy, and it just hit me, and this moment will never leave me. Just looked at each one of them. They were talking amongst themselves, you know, but I looked at each one of them one by one, and I was like, this is family. This is family, and you don't get more family oriented than these people. And it didn't matter what somebody did, how they screwed up or whatever. She always accepted them, forgave them, and loved them. And of course, when I was younger, I always thought, oh, she's the cool hippie person. She's not a mom. She's just a cool cat, you know, blah, blah, blah. Until that one day when Roger and I effed up and from his grandparents across the street, and there she goes charging across the street straight into my house and tattled on me to my mom. And I was like, okay, yeah, she's a mom. But why? Because she loved me. Why did she have the strong political views that she did that I didn't always agree with? Because she loved, she cared. In her way, and the way she saw the world, she loved and cared and wanted the best Texas, the best America, and the best earth possible. And how did she do it all? By creating the love of music in those around her. Like the preacher said in the sermon today, she always wanted to be involved, especially if it involved music. And music transcends everything, and Elaine transcended and still transcends everyone and everything. God bless you all. Laser Ed, out.